Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them. Like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm Jamie O'Hara and him over there, Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Wales? What's happening there? That powerhouse Canada whooping them. It's a terrible result.
England are back. Thomas Tuchel's side maintained 100% record World Cup qualifying. Huge win tonight. Can we finally now give our boys some credit? I've seen over the weekend everyone giving them stick. 0-3. 717-22-33-44. England's midfield position up for grabs. Elliot Anderson been superb. Morgan Rogers, superb. Maduaki, superb. You keep the same team. Do the big boys miss out? It's up to you. You can have your say. Elsewhere, though, Big Ange is back in the Premier League. We want to hear from Forest fans. What on earth's going on there? I thought he was doing a good old job, Nuno. You got Big Ange in. 03717-223344. We head over to Las Vegas ahead of a massive fight as well over the weekend. But get involved in the show. Can't do it without you. England and Ange. 03717-223344. Hello, mate.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm all right, bud. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm in good spirits.
Excellent.
Obviously, I had a couple of days...
another couple of days off.
In the couple of days... Well, I had one day off. In the sun.
Yep.
Come back.
Yep.
First time I've seen you.
Yeah.
Ain't seen you since last week.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened up top?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What
you done?
I've had a haircut.
No, but...
I've had a trim.
Yeah, but
Buzz cut.
That's not a trim. No, but that's not a trim.
Well, you know, mate, I thought... I sat in the chair... And I can't sit still at the best of times, right?
Well, yeah, we know.
And I said to he said, "What do you want? Just go short, mate. Go on."
I know, but didn't you think about the fact that, one, you've got a massive forehead?
Well, I know that. It's a 5 head.
Yeah, and you've got no wingers.
No, the wing-backs have...
The
they
wingers
pushed
are
on.
gone.
Yeah, these wing-backs play under Ange. Pop, go on. Don't bother coming
They
back.
ain't coming back.
Ain't coming back, mate.
So you've now got a
No, I think I look good, mate.
You've got a 6 head.
Mate, I think it looks all right. People say I look younger. You're saying they're lying to me?
No, you're definitely getting lied to.
My wife said that.
Your wife.
Is she lying to me?
She's definitely lying
Make me
to you,
feel
mate.
better.
Yeah, he's...
Why are you... I mean, I
it
think...
makes your head even more shiny. You look like you got a Mohican.
Yeah, it does look like I've got a Mohican,
Who
doesn't
are
it?
you trying to be? David Beckham in 2008?
Yeah. Do you know what, right? Maybe I should just do that. Just go for the Mohican. Just go really... all round
mate.
the margin of penalty spot, mate. It's not... And, do you know what? If you're going to take the you-know-what, right, I'm going to get me out on it. So we are, mate.
Oh, Big Ange.
Big Ange is back.
Big Ange. But here we go. Big Ange. There's another prop into the building.
They're not...
Big Ange is back in the
He's
Premier
back,
League.
matey. Didn't take him long, did it?
There's a knife.
Yeah. Look at that. It's amazing.
Great hat. Do you know what these are for?
No.
The old corks. Have you never thought, wonder why they've got corks on a bit of string around a hat?
Go on. Enlighten me.
Get rid of the flies, mate.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, all the flies, yeah, bang, yeah. The flies don't hang around. We've got
You want
these.
to show me, like, move your head? Yeah, but now you're just getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really stupid idea.
That's what it's for. Get rid of the flies.
Right, okay.
I mean, that's to be a reason, right? No one's just gone one day, what can we do with that hat? I know. Dangle bits of cork and some string around him.
To be fair, it's the best you've looked. Let's talk a bit of England.
Yeah.
Really good performance.
Yeah.
tonight. Probably the best I've seen, well, in a long time. I mean, we talk about, you go back, you look at England performances, actually decent ones. Holland, maybe, was it? In the Euros was a decent result,
Yeah.
big performance. Apart from that, there ain't been many, have there? I mean, this from Thomas Tuchel was very good.
Do you know what was also really pleasing is that individually there are some players there, and we're going to talk about them at length. Rodgers and Anderson, for me, they may well solve a bit of an issue because everyone was talking, and rightly so, who's going to play alongside Rice? Wharton was injured. We don't have that natural playmaker. But Anderson, I'd love to hear from Newcastle and Forest fans who've seen far more of him than I do. I don't remember seeing him play that role.
Mate,
Now, I'm sure he has.
He was very good.
He was excellent.
Moved the ball
Rodgers
quick,
playing in the
popped it
10 role,
about.
influential up top, his link-up play with Kane. Between the three of them, that spine, Anderson, Rodgers and Kane, I thought were the link-up play, the telepathy between them. And the wide men, I thought Madueke was excellent.
Direct.
Direct.
What I really liked
causing
about
problems.
Anthony
Gordon
Gordon
as well.
Madueke tonight.
I mean,
Direct.
all over. Concert and Gehi at the back, that could well be the partnership.
Yes.
That could well be what he ends up with. James at right back, almost certainly if he stays fit.
Yeah.
But there's some players in there now. Saka. Now, Saka starts for me, right? But they're locking up between now and the end of the season.
Does Saka start?
I think Saka does start.
I know he's a brilliant football player, and
Yeah.
this is not take, but Madueke,
Yeah.
he's very direct, and I like that at international level when you've got a player who would just go at you or run in behind you. Saka likes the ball to feet. I mean, he's brilliant with it. Madueke is, I like him and Gordon.
It's a
The
lot
way they
to
run.
like.
I like the way they run in behind. I like the way they're direct with the ball. They'll go at players and. I don't know, they played tonight. I saw a bit of freedom. We're going to carry on talking, but Faye Carruthers is with Declan Rice right now.
Declan, congratulations. What a performance that was tonight. How did you feel out there?
Yeah, felt unreal. The energy from the kickoff, really. We had a chance straight away. The ball dropped down the edge of their box. You could just feel it. The energy was right. We knew we was coming into a hostile environment, and the mentality was top. And to win that 5-0, not many teams come here and do that. So it was a real positive night.
Thomas Tuchel said yesterday that this was the perfect moment for a game like this. In the kind of trajectory to North America and the World Cup, did it feel like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think because there's been so much talk around the first 4 games, we've obviously won them comfortably, but probably not as exciting as what fans would want, because teams have just come and put 10 men behind the ball and made it hard for us to score. Whereas tonight you see when teams open up and try to come at us, what we can do to teams is frightening. We have different types of players who can play different roles at any time, and to come here and win 5-0, like I said, not many people do that. So people do that. So yeah, it was spot on from everyone tonight.
I was just saying that to Harry earlier, actually. Now it feels like you've got more goal scorers. You scored the other night as well, your 6th goal for your country. Then you've got debut goals coming in left, right and centre. It just feels like everybody's on point now.
Yeah, I think scoring goals is, it's a hunger, it's a feeling. You want to be in there to score. You get that feeling to score, and all our attacking players, they score goals for their club, and they've been scoring goals for their country, and Harry Kane's inevitable. He just don't stop scoring. So we're lucky we've got such good forward players.
And Noni Madueke, obviously your new teammate as well. He's been a real favourite, it's felt, of Thomas Tuchel's, and every time he's come on, he's had so many assists already. Now he gets his first goal.
Yeah, it's no surprise he's becoming one of the favourites, because his mentality, his desire, his drive. Not many people see him behind the scenes, what he's like. I get to see him every day, and we're really lucky that we've managed to sign him, because I think you see tonight how positive he was again. He gets the ball, he wants to drive at defenders, make things happen. Got his goal, delighted for him. Exciting times coming up for him, because he fully deserves it.
Looks like a bargain.
Yeah, I think there was so much noise around it when it obviously happened, but people that play football and know the game know how good he is, and that's all that matters. Outside noise don't matter. He's humble enough and old enough now to push that to the side, and yeah, I think you're seeing it from the start of his season, how direct he is, how positive he is, and I can only tell you from behind the scenes what he's like as a guy, and he wants to be the best every day. So yeah, we're lucky to have him.
Let's discuss Elliot Anderson, because obviously the 6th role's been a problem. You and I have sat down and talked about it for ages. I talked about it with Gareth Southgate, I've spoken to Thomas Tuchel on numerous occasions about it. Does it feel like we've found that 6 now, and you're able to go and do what you do?
No, I don't think it was a problem. I think we got two European finals with me playing 6, and obviously
not as in you being a problem playing 6, but
no, because I can play 6. I can play 6.
I know you can. What I mean is that we see you for Arsenal playing a brilliant 8 role, and you've said to me before you love playing that role.
Yeah, I'll play whatever the manager wants. Whatever the manager wants me to play, I'll play. I think Elliot can play 8. I can play 6. Elliot can play 6. I can play 8. The main thing is we need to be able to adjust and have high rhythm, and we've got players like Adam Walton, who was supposed to be in the squad. Bless him, he done hurt his groin again, who could have come in and played and made his debut. I think we've got such good midfield players, and I think we need that. I think if you see every other nation, they've got top midfield quality, top midfield players, and we need that. We need that competition. I said debut for Ads, but he's obviously played before for us. But to have him in this group, this camp would have been special. So I think it's really good going forward. And like you said, at club, I probably am playing a bit more advanced. This season, I probably played a little bit more deeper than I did last year. But it's just adapting to the opposition, and I think that's what I'm trying to do here now, is just trying to adapt to what we can do and how I can play for this team.
But strength in depth is what we need, and now we've got that. It feels just finally. Does it feel as if there's one step in qualifying and you're almost there with the World Cup with this win?
Yeah, I think Harry Kane, he spoke to us yesterday as a group. He said that how important this game was, and just to make sure everyone knew how hostile it was going to be, the atmosphere we was coming into, and we knew tonight was a special time. We could nearly wrap it up. Obviously, October's a big camp for us now. We obviously have a friendly against Wales, which is a historic, massive match, and then we obviously have the qualifier again. So, look, we've put ourselves in a good position. We've got to keep building now, to the World Cup. There's not long left. The time's going to fly round. We just got to keep understanding each other, getting chemistry, and go into that World Cup full gut, and just keep flying.
Well done tonight, Dave.
Thank you. See you later.
See ya.
That was Declan Rice with Faye Carruthers there. He was pretty adamant that he can play number 6.
I think he misunderstood the question.
Yeah.
I think the question that Faye was asking is that he plays higher up. Thomas Partey is played alongside Rice, was the slightly deeper one last season. Zubimendi has come in now. That's going to be his role to play.
We've always seen Declan Rice playing as a holding midfielder.
I think the question that Faye was asking was that role allows him now to be a little bit further. He's more of an 8 at Arsenal, is he, arriving in the box. We saw that tonight. I thought Elliot Anderson was outstanding.
Brilliant.
And he, not just tonight, the weekend as well, I thought he had a really solid game. Morgan Rogers coming in there, mate, as well. Now, you said there about, you think that maybe Madueke might find himself out there. Thomas Tuchel, he has no favourites, right?
I don't know. Reece James is definitely one of them.
Yeah, Reece deserves to be in there, right? You can't. When you say favourites, people talking about Southgate. He's come into this with his eyes wide open. Anyone can make an impression.
Yeah.
And he's given Noni that chance on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
Noni's taken it. Now, I think Saka starts, but between now and then, you might find that Thomas Tuchel said, "Do you know what? No, I think in this system, the way I want to play, you are better suited to play what I want to do." So every play, it should be every single position is up for grabs. There are certain positions that we know are going to be picked. Pickford's pretty much starts, right?
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
Declan Rice is going to play
in
there. We know Kane is going to start.
Yeah.
Reece looks like he's going the right. But other than that, I think there are. Gearhe's another one.
Mm-hmm.
I think other than that, mate, there's some places that in this squad that are potentially go out and show your worth. And tonight, a number of those players did that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's been a really good night for England. There's been a lot of scrutiny around them at the moment, but that was a top performance. We're going to take some calls on this. England fans, get involved. Are you happy what you've seen tonight? Can we win the World Cup with this squad?
There it goes. There it is. First time we've heard it.
03 717 22 33 You listen to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. Let's get straight back to Faye Carruthers with England manager Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas, congratulations. Was that even better than you were expecting?
I never put a limit to my expectations. We have to play the game. This is ahead of us, and we played an excellent match. I think we played in purest teamwork that you can play. I saw a humble team, I saw a hard-working team, I saw a physical team today that helped each other out, loved to play with each other, loved to work for each other, and showed a lot of quality on the ball and in transition, and we were ruthless in the finishing. So it was a top performance in an important moment.
Do you feel like this is the Thomas Tuchel identity, finally?
I'm not so sure if a thing like this exists, but it was a camp that I liked. I think it was a brilliant camp from start to finish, and I'm happy that I don't have to talk so much, because you saw what I meant, because they played in exactly the way that they behaved during this week.
You've said that a few times, that you've wanted to see what you see in training on the pitch. Is this the first time that's happened?
Yeah, and it always needs two to tango, but I saw a lot of good behaviors, a lot of invisible work that we put in against Andorra, but of course you get no credit for it. We know that, but it doesn't matter. I saw the behavior, I saw the energy, I saw the details, and I saw the team in matchday -1, I saw them in +1. And that's why I had a very, very good feeling and I hoped for the team that they can prove also to themselves that it's not just words from me, but they felt it, and that's why we came here relaxed, well prepared, and then we showed our teeth on the pitch, and it was very, very good.
You said to me yesterday that it was the perfect match for this moment, as in leading into the World Cup. Do you feel like you've now got a foot on the plane to North America?
Yeah, for sure, 1 foot, but we want to have both foots and the body and everything on the plane, of course. But now we have 15 points, didn't concede. Excellent position in the group, but next camp will have its next obstacles to overcome and the next challenges, and we need to be ready. But I'm happy because, yeah, you're right. I said I think it will bring out the very best of us, and it's exactly the right moment for a match like that. I'm happy that I was right, and now it's on us to keep the thing going.
What was the thing that most pleased you about tonight's performance?
The teamwork, the effort, the attitude.
3 first-time England goal scorers as well. Yeah. It's been a problem that the emphasis has been on Harry Kane for such a long time, and it hasn't felt like the goals have been spread around. Is that something you've been working on?
No, you cannot work on this. Imagine if I could work on that, we will have like 5 different goal scorers every match. It just comes if you play selfless football, if you get your blocks right, if you get your runs right, if you get the delivery right and set pieces, which we did, and if you stay if you attack from your positions and you respect your teammates' spaces and if you show the hunger and the determination that it needs to score, then we will be able. Harry plays himself very selflessly, and yeah, it's another detail. It's brilliant, but honestly, I cannot care less if Harry scores in the next 5 by himself. I think is a problem we would love to have.
Yeah. Of the 5 goals, which was your favourite?
I don't have such a thing than favorite goals. I think no, I don't have that. I'm very, very happy when they come and when I see the players perform. It's very important also that Noni scored and was direct and efficient. It was very important, and Marcos got his goal finally after a long spell without. So, but no favorites.
Happy person, happy manager. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, it was Thomas Tuchel there with Faye Carruthers. You got the Thomas Tuchel haircut.
What do you mean?
You've gone for the old Tommy T.
What do you think? I walked in and asked for a short back and Tuchel.
You said, can I have a short back and Tuchel? Look at that! It's dead ringer.
Mate, he's got the...
Get on the old YouTube right now.
His island's disappeared. Mine's hanging in there.
Oh, mate, you've gone for the Tommy T.
Short back and Sven.
Oh, mate, I knew you was a fan, but this is just taking it to another level. You and Toots.
That's harsh on...
You're like brothers.
That's harsh on all Toots.
Right, let's get to some calls. Neil, the West Ham fan. Right, Neil?
All right, Neil.
Hello.
You all right?
How are you, Neil? You good?
Yeah. I just think we need this, like, a strong spine going forward, like, right up the middle.
Yeah. Right.
From Pickford, like, Gahey, Rice, Bellingham, Palmer, Kane.
Right. Well, what about Elliot Anderson and Morgan Rogers tonight?
Yeah, they were good, yeah. Well, we need someone... Rice has got to be our number 6 in the World Cup. He has to be.
Why? Why has he got to be? Because he played 2 in there, but...
No, I've seen him come up for his West Ham ranks, mate. I think it was Bilic, was it, getting his debut? Like,
yeah.
And he was centre defence. And then he came up and he was like moved in the midfield, centre defensive midfield, if you like.
Yeah, but he's developed now. He's developed as a player.
Candidate for Like,
Yeah, no,
how
but
many-
but he's not at West Ham anymore, is he? He's at Arsenal. He's developed as a player.
Yeah, so he's now a number 8, right?
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
we can play both.
No, are you saying he's number 8 or number 6?
We can play both.
Yeah, exactly. But in a World Cup game, who would you put at number 6 and who would you put at number 8? Bellingham or Rice?
Well, I mean, Bellingham's really he can play an 8, but I think Rodgers tonight played the 10. I think that's Bellingham's best position. I think certainly what we've seen. It's still early days under the Tuchel reign, right?
We need that player running through the middle with the ball. All our
Do you think Bellingham's nailed on? I don't think anyone's. I made the point earlier. I think there's probably about 4 or 5 player positions: Pickford, Gehi, Reece James. I would say Rice, and I'd say Kane.
What Reece James?
Yeah, I don't think anyone else is right back at the moment that's going to take his slot.
No, yeah, I suppose. But yeah, a bit short there, and he's got a good delivery, man.
But
He got the ball in a lot tonight.
You what?
He got the ball in a lot, didn't he?
Yeah.
Quick.
I think Elliot Anderson can play the number 6 though. The performances he's put in. I know he's Serbia and Andorra, but you've still got to go and do it. I thought Elliot Anderson was superb.
Yeah, he's been good, man, and he was brilliant for the under-21s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's class act. But all right, you can play Anderson and Rice, can't you?
That's pretty much what happened tonight.
When we're playing knockout games, and it's towards the end of the World Cup, semi-final, and you need that defensive block, then you play them two. And you tell them, as a pivot, one go forward, one stay.
Is Bellingham a guaranteed starter?
I think so, at number 8. But who do you play?
He's not guaranteed at number 8. I don't think he is.
He's a big game player, though, isn't he? You can't not put him in. It's like Kane.
You can't not put him in. I mean, I'm not saying it. I'm asking the question: is he a starter? Because look at it tonight, and we've seen some shocking performances, right, from England. All right, we got to the finals and that, but performances really were poor. Tonight, I watched a free-flowing England side who moved the ball quick. All right, it's Serbia. There
was a lot of players out there that had to prove points. They got brought into the squad and they needed to prove points. How many of them come next? The World Cup are going to be fit and ready to play. We don't know yet.
Well, we don't know.
I'll tell you what it did show tonight.
So you've got to talk about the spine. That's my whole point. You need a spine. And to be fair, I think Tuchel is missing something real big here. Maguire, right?
What do you mean?
Maguire is the man. There's no other defender in the Premiership that brings the ball out like him, that can find a pass, spot a pass. It always seems to be on the end of somewhere and scores that goal.
Neil, what are you on about? We haven't conceded a goal in qualifying.
I know, but Maguire's the man. I'm telling you.
What about Konsa and Gay?
Konsa, tonight, mate, he nearly gave a goal away. You know that.
They both scored as well. I mean, talk about pop-up goals. They both. I don't know whether Harry Maguire's England career.
Tell me another central defender apart from John Stones that can bring the ball out from defence.
Mark Gay, Ezri Konsa, 2 players that played tonight.
No,
who scored and haven't conceded a goal in 10.5 hours.
When the game's tight and you're playing someone like Spain in the semi-final,
so it's the game's tight.
Who's going to bring that ball out from defence? Who's going to spot that pass? Who's going to be on the end of a corner?
Well, Gehi and Konsa both on the end of set pieces today, didn't they?
Maguire, mate. Yeah, Gehi.
You mean Maguire, mate? Don't Maguire, mate, me, Neil.
I don't think that should where the conversation is at the moment. Do you? There's other parts to talk about. We haven't conceded a goal in competitive games so far.
All right. What's the other point you want to talk about?
What do you mean? Want to talk
about the...
You can talk about you want, mate. You want to talk about Maguire, you can. But
I've talked about Bellingham. I've talked about Palmer being in the number 10.
Yeah.
You didn't mention that.
What about Big Danny B at the back?
Danny B?
Big Danny B at the back.
What are you on about?
Big Danny Byrne.
Come on, man.
Well, we played the last game.
He wants big H in there.
He
wants big H in there. Well, Henderson can play 6. No?
Neil?
Yeah, he's there.
What about Maguire?
Yeah,
You think Maguire could play 6?
I'd rather have Gallagher there, man. He's so energetic.
Good play, Gallagher.
We're going to need that.
Good
we
player.
need that. We're going to need that determination, that fight, that, you know.
So you're starting Harry Maguire, Conor Gallagher in the World Cup.
Henderson. And Henderson.
That's right, man.
Do you want to say Southgate?
Ooh.
Is it Neil Southgate we're speaking to?
Yeah.
Neil, listen, appreciate the call.
Right, Neil.
Cheers,
Top man,
Neil.
mate.
Everyone's opinion's welcome here.
Yeah.
Not sure that's where we need to go right now.
No.
But do you know what I love? There is competition all over that pitch right now for places.
Yeah.
There is. And we know and spoke about Eze, right? He's another one that can play in that 10, can have something. You know, he played the other night.
He wasn't great though, was he?
The other night wasn't great. Right? There's no getting away from it. I thought the overreaction was exactly that. I'm not getting too excited about this because Serbia were poor. We were excellent, right? Really good. But I've seen us beat Germany, mate, in 2000 when we beat them 5-1. Germany went on to get the final in that next World Cup, right? So I'm happy, really pleased. If Tuchel can get a level of performance like this and get performances out of play, who would have said 6 months ago that we'd be watching an England side rock up at Serbia and you've got Elliot Anderson in there and Morgan Rogers as your 10? No one would have believed you. And you've got Noni on the right, putting in that sort of performance. So there are players now that are stamping a claim on this England squad, and there's a lot of football's going to be played. Livramento at left back as well. Done a great job. Link-up play with Gordon was excellent. So.
All right, keep your calls coming in. 03 717 22 3344. shocking. It's shocking. You listen to the Sports Bar talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We're taking a look at the shocking decision from Nottingham Forest to get rid of Nuno at 11. You can have your sound now, 03 717 223344. But England smashed Serbia 5-0 in a World Cup qualifier tonight. Let's get to your calls. Go to Jay. He's a Chelsea fan. All right, Jay.
All right, Jay.
How you doing, guys?
All right, Jay.
All right, Jay, you?
Yeah, perfect. I'm working. So good performance there from England. I don't know why people were criticising Tuchel, because he's like, for me, being a Chelsea fan, we've been through a lot of managers. He's in the top 3 for me, easy. Like, I know that we're going to win the game. And look, we haven't conceded a goal at all. I've seen games where we played against Iceland where I cried. Literally, I was throwing a tantrum. It was an adult tantrum that I was throwing that day.
Yeah, we're a long way away from that, though, now, Jay, don't you think, as a nation?
We're a lot better. And look at the players that are missing. We've got no Palmer, we've got no Saka. And you're saying they might be fighting for competition, but like places. But we've seen with Chelsea, where we went to the Club World Cup and we had players on the bench who can fit in, whereas PSG probably couldn't rely on their bench. And we've got so much of talent now with England. Well, we should actually look forward to the World Cup. I'm actually really excited for it because we've got a lot of talent, and for once the team they've been looking like that anyways, but they actually look like they are going to go somewhere, and hopefully Reece James just stays fit.
I just think we should tread a little carefully. It wasn't that long ago we got beat 3-1 by Senegal, and actually England's performances, we're getting over the line. I said last night that Thomas Tuchel has been brought, and we always qualify. That is, okay, say always, 94 we didn't, but generally we get to major tournaments, right? Our problem isn't getting there, our problem is staying there, and our problem is coming home with something in the back pocket, like a trophy or a medal. That's what Thomas Tuchel's been brought in for, right? That's the moment. We played Croatia. We're 1-0 up against Croatia, right? That could Southgate have done something differently? 1-0 up against Italy. 1-1 against France. Are those little moments in the games? What decision will Tuchel make if and when we get in that situation that can make sure that we're not the bridesmaid, that we do come back with that trophy, we do come back, or take advantage of that situation and go on and keep continuing through the tournament? That's what he's been brought in for.
Okay. All right, let's go to David. He's a Chelsea fan. Dave.
All right, Dave-o.
Hi, boys. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, Dave. You?
Sorry, I've been on hold and you fell asleep there. No, I endorsed everything the last...
With that interesting,
right,
Dave.
I didn't want to say, but I won't mention Tottenham. Tottenham keep us going, even when there's no football on. All the stuff's going. But we won't mention that, will we? You know what I mean? But no, I thought it was good tonight. I mean, as Jay just said, basically, it's qualifying. We're going to qualify. But I thought today was an all-round performance. There was everybody came on and did their part, played well. There was no egos. There was no one showing off. No one trying to get in trouble.
Do you think we have that?
But I thought it was good. I mean, everybody came on. I thought.
No, but do you think we've got players in the squad who have got egos?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what I'm going to talk about in a minute anyway, but I'm going to say what I'm going to say first. But I thought all the players that came on and did, I think Rashford came on for 20 minutes, and that's the best I've seen Rashford play for I don't know how long. He looked fit, he looked hungry, he had desire, he was running around. I haven't seen Rashford play like that for yonks, you know what I mean? And Bowen came on and got the cross in for the fifth goal. I mean, it was a whole squad. There was no one like. And do we need Bellingham? That's my question, really.
Do you know what? It is a lovely game to come into because the game was over. And I'm not taking anything away for Rashford or Bowen, but what a lovely game to come into when they know the points are safe. And there were tired legs. And that's what subs can do. At certain parts of the game, add something different. And Rashford took advantage of that.
Yeah.
Bowen, I thought Bowen added some, touch of class on that right-hand side as well. But you think about that left, right? Jack Grealish isn't in this squad. And if he carries on doing what he's doing at Villa right now, it's another player that you can look at. There's going to be some, as there always is, right? Disappointed players that don't make the tournament.
Yeah.
But there are more. It feels like there are more options now becoming available to Tuchel than he had when he first picked his camp in March.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
There was a very much a Saka, Bellingham, Kane, Rice. The usual. Yeah. The usual team, and it's like, oh, here we go again. It's just another Southgate side, and Tuchel's taking it over, and can he win something? But actually, what I watched tonight is new players who I've not watched play for England, like that in a team.
Totally agree.
Completely, dominate, a decent side, our toughest test, and actually stake their claim to say, I'm good enough to
100%.
start.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Why do you have to pick Saka? Why do you have to pick Bellingham? When there's opportunity for me where I can actually come in and say, I can play for England.
There you go. Yeah, that's right.
You don't have to. Do you have to necessarily pick, Jude Bellingham? Listen, I love Jude Bellingham, but do you have to necessarily pick him just because he plays for Real Madrid? If he's not playing well and he's not fits in the system,
but that's the whole point of these camps. This is the whole point of this. Thomas Tuchel will have a rough idea of players that he feels will go to that tournament, right? But between now and then, anything can happen. A loss of form. Saka may pick up another injury. Heaven forbid it doesn't happen. Who knows what happens with Bellingham? Things might change for him at Real Madrid. There's so much can change between now and then. What we're looking at now is a squad of players that are becoming, certainly on tonight's evidence, are reliable to go in away. Toughest, certainly fixture in a group.
Yeah.
Go away to Belgrade, put in a stellar performance like that. Again, I'll calm it down with the fact that I've seen England not put in great performances, but tonight was one of those. So praise the lads, but it's when we get to the tournament. That's that. We want to see that when we get to the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dave, thanks for calling. Let's go to Dylan. He's a Newcastle fan. Dylan.
How are we, lads?
All right, Dylan.
All right, Dylan. Where are they, lads?
How are we, lads?
How are we?
But no, I was great show, by the way. But I just wanted to phone up because I was actually flicking through both games, the England game and the Wales game. But one thing Jason's just said, he took the words right out of my mouth, right? I think Jack Grealish will win us the World Cup in 2026. I genuinely do. I think Jack Grealish, I think he was one of my favourite players to watch in the Premier League when he was at Villa, because what you were talking about when we've got players like in the Premier League, international football, it's a bit like slower pace, isn't it? They're not like, it's not the same as watching the Prem anyway. And I just think like when you're talking about like the Madueke on the right, he's making runs, and I think Grealish is that sort of player, and I think under Pep, he's kind of been stifled, like
Well, he's not direct Grealish, is he? I mean, he's more of a he's a bit of a magic man, isn't he?
He doesn't have pace, but he can like the assists and that, like he
picks the right pass. That's what he does. He's great at picking the right pass at the right moment.
Yeah. He's not going to out sprint, like he's not like a pace merchant, but like when he's got good, like I don't know, he just looks elegant on the ball, and like I just think they're the types of players.
But you're basically kicking out your player, Anthony Gordon.
To be honest, mate, I think he's a slightly bit overrated at Newcastle. Like to tell you the truth, I think I think he should score a lot more goals than he should. To be fair, I don't think he's as prolific in front of goal as what he's, the chances he gets. He's fast, but
he's direct as well.
I know. No, he played really well tonight. I'm not dissing him, but he's not.
You are dissing him. You just said he's overrated.
Well, no, because I like Harvey Barnes and that as well. I think when Harvey Barnes on for Newcastle, I prefer his pace into the pot. I don't know. I just think he plays better. But another point I wanted to quickly make as well. I think Craig Bellamy, I think he's going to be some manager. Him like if he gets it like after because he's not going to be Wales manager forever, is he?
No.
But I think the way he talks about the game, I think he could be a really good, great Premier League manager.
He's shown that well.
Bad result tonight, though.
Yeah, it was a bad result tonight.
We've got them next month, haven't we? Bring on the Welsh.
But yeah, it was a friendly. It was a friendly. It was a bad result, but obviously you were. You were watching the Wales game. I was flicking through it, and in Wales actually there was a good performance like from Wales.
All right.
Let me just say something, right? When we're talking about thanks for calling. When we're talking about players who's going to play where, in the modern game now, never more so has this been true. The bench can win you a game.
Yeah.
Right. The bench can change the way the game goes, and sometimes when you look at a match. Before the game kicks off, just have a look at the bench. Look at the strength between two teams. Because if there is a stalemate throughout that, let's say 60 minutes is 0-0, whatever it might be, you look at your bench compared to their bench. Who have got the ability to come on And we
pretty much you most of the time you judge the best teams on the bench, right?
Okay, and I think that you look at the quality that we have potentially. If Gordon ain't playing, then Rashford can't play. Maybe it's Grealish. You know, we will have players in those wide, and he likes the wide players. One thing that I've noticed about this Tuchel era now that's been more evident over the last 2 games than I've seen, it's the wide men.
Yeah.
He has given them instructions. You get that ball, you get your head down, and you take him to that byline.
Yeah.
You make sure you cause your fullback or your wingback, as it's been the last 2 games, you cause them problems.
Yeah.
And that has been evident in the last 2 games.
Yeah, massively. And I'm a big fan of that. Old school wingers, getting out, making things happen. And it looks like that's what Thomas Tuchel wants to do. So looking good, especially tonight. Keep your calls coming in. We're going to talk about Nuno and Ange as well. Nottingham Forest fans, I want to hear from you tonight. You're happy with Big Ange being back in the Premier League? You can have your say. 03 717 22 3344.
It's just who we are, mate.
You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We want to hear from Forest fans after Big Ange is back, their new gaffer. Get your calls in. We're going to take them straight after 11 o'clock. Let's hear from England midfielder Declan Rice. He was speaking to talkSPORT's Faye Carruthers about his position he's playing under Thomas Tuchel.
Let's discuss Elliot Anderson, because obviously the 6 role's been a problem. You and I have sat down and talked about it for ages. I talked about it with Gareth Southgate. I've spoken to Thomas Tuchel on numerous occasions about it. Does it feel like we've found that 6 now and you're able to go and do what you do?
No, I don't think it was a problem. I think we got two European finals with me playing 6, and obviously
Not as in you being a problem playing 6, but you know.
No, because I can play 6. I can play 6.
I know you can. I know you can. What I mean is that we see you for Arsenal playing a brilliant 8 role, and you've said to me before you love playing that role.
Yeah, I'll play
and so
whatever
now,
the manager wants. Whatever the manager wants me to play, I'll play. I think Elliot can play 8. I can play 6. Elliot can play 6. I can play 8. The main thing is we need to be able to adjust and have high rhythm. And you know, we've got players like Adam Walton, who was supposed to be in the squad. Bless him, he's hurt his groin again. Who could have come in and played and made his debut. And yeah, I think we've got such good midfield players, and I think we need that.
Yeah, that was Faye and Deck having a conversation about his role. I think I think Faye was trying to make the point that he looks better, Declan Rice, when he has a bit more freedom to move forward with the ball.
Yeah, and I think that was something that Arteta identified, and I think we all identified at West Ham. He was a sitter. And I understand that under David Moyes, you know, because he was the best that they had at that. But actually, there's more to his game.
Yeah.
And he's added that to his game. You just look at any of the games he's played for Arsenal. He is an attacking threat, and he should score more goals.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Ali, who's an Arsenal fan. Ali?
Right, Ali?
How you doing, boys? How's it going?
I'm good, Ali. How are you?
Yeah, big fan, man. Long time listener too. First time calling in, to be honest with you.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming on. Go on, what do you want to say?
Right, first I want to talk about the link-up of Reece James and Noni Madueke, which was absolutely fantastic. I don't know because they were at Chelsea together or not, but it seems like those two from Chelsea have some sort of great play between them. And on the other side, Livramento and Gordon as well, both on the same team, both linking up very well with each other and playing very well with Livramento and Reece James as the kind of like the wing-backs kind of going high up front and creating more threat for England and literally letting them get those 5 goals, because England always played very conservative and never got those goals. Even against teams like Serbia, they will get 2 goals, 1 goal and sit back and play very boring football. Now, I don't know if it's Thomas Tuchel or it's these players themselves, but I feel like the two at centre-back are a great partnership. They got to stay like that. Them two, Konsa and Gahey, I think will last a long time for England if they keep them. And then I want to talk about Harry Kane a little bit. I know England love Harry Kane, but the last 2 games that I've seen him play, I'm sorry, he does not deserve that many minutes on the pitch.
We scored.
Because he did score, and I'll give him credit for that. It was a great goal. Credit where credit is due. But I don't know. Ollie Watkins deserves a little bit more time.
Come on,
Rashford,
mate. Ali, come on, mate.
No, and that's not because I'm an Arsenal fan, honestly. Look.
It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant who you support. Harry Kane is 10 times better than Ollie Watkins.
I don't know about that. Not right now. In his prime, maybe he's kind of winding down.
What do you mean winding down? He scored 40 goals last season for Bayern Munich.
He scored 6 already.
I get it. But for England, it's not happening. Even in the last few tournaments,
he scores every game.
It's not. No, he doesn't score every game. He didn't score against Andorra, did he?
Oh, come on, mate. He scored a massive goal tonight.
No, but listen, when Ollie Watkins came on, straight away got a penalty for England. More attacking play. Rashford as well helped with that.
We're down to 10 men.
Hungrier. Look, I feel like those players there are much more hungrier. I feel like Harry Kane's being carried. I'm sorry. Yeah, he done his job. Roy Keane says he did his job. He's a striker. He's a number 9. He needs to get the goal. But I'm sorry. Those players like Rashford, like Ollie Watkins, deserve more time than 10, 15 minutes. You put a crying baby.
I don't. You're not alone, right, Ali? You're not alone. And I've, anyone that's listened to me knows how much of a big fan I am of Harry Kane. Right. The problem is, okay, let's say you're right for the sake of this conversation. Ollie Watkins is not going to be adding anything that Harry Kane can't do, in my opinion. Harry Kane is the best.
Hunger, vibrancy.
What do you mean hunger? You can't. You now saying that.
I don't know. Are
you saying Harry Kane isn't hungry enough to play for England?
And they've always lost. Look, listen. You just earlier said about always being the bridesmaid, right? In the last few years, right? You want to be the winners now. We want England to win now, right?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is, play Harry Kane. But if you see that it's not really happening during the game for him. Yep. Don't just because he's captain and just because he's a name, Harry Kane, leave. No, that's how you don't win.
No, I agree with you. I think that's a perfectly fair argument.
Players that are going to get the job done towards the end.
But you
understand what I'm saying?
I was under the impression you're saying he can't start.
No. That's not what I'm
Okay.
saying.
All right, fair enough. Then I'm in.
What I'm trying to say is that when you see that he hasn't got that much influence, like if he's getting a goal within the first 15 minutes, another goal after 20. I'm not telling you then take him off. I'm saying if you see that he's not influencing the game as much, after 60 minutes, change it. Don't just leave him on there because he's Harry Kane. And by the way, another point I want to make, sorry, because I know I'm not going to have long on the phone, but Declan Rice has to become England captain. I'm sorry. He has to. And for Arsenal, I agree with Tony Adams, by the way, on what he said, because that Real Madrid game...
Who do you support again, Ali? Remind us who you support.
I support Arsenal, the Gunners, the armament factory, the pride of England.
Pride of England.
Don't play games with me.
Pride of England.
Listen, let me ask you guys a question. If the king goes to war, who's he calling for? His Arsenal. He's not calling for no chickens on the pool. He's not calling for
What's
no
the point of
lions
calling
and
Arsenal? You
Chelsea.
can't win it in Europe.
What do you mean?
You just said you want to go to war. You don't win it in Europe. Why do you call it Arsenal?
Listen, Cundy. We're so good. Our women also win in Europe, and we have one, but it's coming. Don't worry.
No,
it's due.
No, you want to go.
How about that? It's overdue.
If you're going to war in Europe, you don't want Arsenal.
This whole shalala about Arsenal not winning in Europe, trust me, it's overdue. It's coming soon.
Yeah. So's Christmas. That's coming as well.
Ali, mate, listen, thanks for your call. Oh, God.
A bad argument that was.
It's terrible.
You're going to go to war. When you war in Europe, right?
Yeah.
You ain't going to war. You're going straight to Chelsea. That's where you're going. Who wins in Europe?
All right, keep your calls coming in. There's a huge story. Obviously, Big Ange is back in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest fans, get your calls in now. We're going to have a good chat about it. Are you disappointed in your own? Are you happy? Do you trust him? Do you think it's the right call? Big Ange back in the Premier League. 03 717 22 3344.
It's just who we are, mate.
From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire is also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Welcome to the Sports Bar. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Still to come, going to be joined by talkSPORT's Adam Cattrall live from Las Vegas to look ahead to a massive fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. But now, time to take a look at the latest action with talkSPORT Bet.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18+, gambleaware.org.
The Premier League is back in session. What a goal! The roof has just been ripped off Anfield.
Well, this is absolutely remarkable. Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham United 3.
Nuno Espirito Santo sacked by Nottingham Forest.
Never ever predict what happens in the Premier League.
And is ready to return to the Premier League.
Salah comes into the box. It's left. Engamoa to finish it. He's won it. Rio Engamoa, the teenager. In comes the corner. It's flicked on at the near post, and João Pedro is there to head it in.
It is Sunderland 2, Brentford 1.
Daniel Levy has stepped down from his role as executive chairman after nearly 25 years.
Now Haaland on the turn. Of course he scores. This is the Manchester derby.
Oh, and he's put it in the back of the net. Manchester United 3, Burnley 2 from the penalty spot.
Football, honestly, never changed.
Domestic football back.
Yeah, the Premier League is back, finally. Let's focus on the big one this Saturday lunchtime, live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Arsenal host Nottingham Forest for Big Angie's return to the Premier League. Simon Jordan joined Jim White earlier today and had his say on Ange Postecoglou's appointment as the new Forest manager.
I'm a great liker of Ange Postecoglou. I haven't changed my view about his personality. I've changed my view about his capability. Because you look at the situation last year, you look at the ridiculousness of the way that Ange kept on asking for the media to hit him with a brick, so they did. He kept on giving them the brick to throw at him. And then eventually he produces a team that finishes 17th in the league and scrapes by in a Europa League, which is wonderful Spurs, but was an awful Europa League final. Against anyone else, they probably would have gotten beaten. But the fact of the matter is that I don't think... Is Ange Postecoglou's reputation been enhanced by Spurs? I can't say that it has. And that's coming from someone that likes the cut of his jib.
He likes the cut of his jib.
The cut of his jib.
Yeah. What do you make of this all nonsense?
I mean, I just that clip there. So there's so much that's happened in the Premier League already, isn't it? You think about that those little montage we put together there. Right?
Yeah.
Daniel Levy. I mean that's enormous news, right? But you think about the transfer window. What went on there? The Premier League already has given us it's only been 3 games.
I know.
Now for the first managerial casualty of the season. Big Ange. I didn't see this coming at all. You're a Spurs fan. We watched him. The reluctance to adjust and adapt to the Premier League, I think, should be a concern to Forest fans, because he refused to identify areas and do anything about it.
He didn't care about defending.
And the fact that you finished 17th last season is quite remarkable, actually. I know you won the Europa League, but the fact you finished 17th is unbelievable. He's got himself a job just 3 games in.
It's outrageous.
And Marinakis and him apparently are very close. They have a relationship. The style of football, I asked a couple of Forest fans last night, the style of football under Nuno, perhaps there could be a little bit more substance to it. But what you can't deny is you've got to tune out these players. And actually, when they play it to the very best levels they can, they're a good side.
Yeah.
They're a good side. It might not be the passing through the thirds, but
they were a good side because Nuno made them organised, hard to break down, play on the counter attack. Yep. They were disciplined. Yep. Brilliant back four, good keeper,
and could go to a back 3.
Yeah,
he could adapt.
Ange is coming in.
Yeah,
and listen, let me tell you now, it's a completely different style.
Yes,
completely different.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not something. There's not a lot. There's no joined up thinking in terms of what the manager had and the squad that was built to bring in Ange. However, maybe Marinakis has seen something different about the squad. Maybe he feels that they were playing with a handbrake on at times. Maybe they could be a little bit more passing through the thirds, be a little bit more easy on the eye. But that doesn't always give you results either. So football's always a balance, mate. You know that. With the ball, without the ball. It's 2 parts of the game. One with it, one without it. And if you can do both of those really well, chances are you're going to win most football matches. And at times, Big Ange didn't get that balance right at all.
Let's go to Jason. He's not a Forest fan. All right, Jace.
All right, Jace.
Jason.
Hi, guys. How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, matey. How are you?
Hiya, Jay. Hiya, Jamie.
All right, Jace.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, go on.
I think for me, can I just, first of all...
What do you want to do?
Can I just start off with just saying, guys, what a great show.
Okay.
And by the way, England did really well tonight. They played really well as a group.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed that. So I'll go to Forest now, if that's okay.
Cool.
Yeah, go on.
So what I'm going to say about Forest is I'm really worried about the new appointment, because I don't want Ange to play like he did or have the team playing as they did with Tottenham. We've got some really good players, some good investment over the summer, and we really, really need to concentrate on gelling together as a team now, putting those signings together and actually having a group perform to their ability. Now, Ange, I'm worried about him because how he had his team set up at Tottenham was really, it wasn't great. They were very defensive, and it worries me a lot. When we had Nuno had a little bit of drive. I am worried about Nuno, to be honest with you, because I think controversially, Nuno and Gibbs White had a lot to do with his new contract and him not going to Tottenham. And I think, controversially, in all honesty, I think Nuno was the reason why Gibbs White had ended up staying at Nottingham Forest and not going to Tottenham.
Yeah, but this happens all the time in football.
I believe that something was happening in the background.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Gibbs White signed. He signed for a club.
Yeah, I get it. But I think that caused the rift then. That caused the problems and the waves, to be honest. And I don't think we'll ever know exactly what happened. But I do think that that's where the wave started. But I think Ange coming in now, okay, we have to accept it. We have to go with it. Jamie, I agree with you, with Ange, a lot of what you've said. I go with a lot of what you've said, but I'm hoping that we have a fresh start and we know what that looks like.
The only thing I would say is what I'm worried about. Marinakis, he's obviously fell out with Nuno. Whether he's looked at the squad and thought, I want to play this attacking style of football. I want to do this, a free flow, and I've got Morgan Gibbs-White, I've got good players. I want to be excited. Mate, you've put yourself right in the deep end with a manager who, all right, there was an offensive style of football, but jeez.
But we're all assuming.
The defensive side.
We're all assuming.
Absolutely shocking.
If Ange has anything about him, right, and he's worked all over the world,
Jake.
right?
We are assuming at the minute.
What has he learnt from his time at Spurs? What has he learnt? He might now have reflected on his time at Spurs. Could I have done things differently? That game against Chelsea when you went down to 9 men and you played that high line, and that famous quote. That quote came out that night, right? And he died on that hill, right? That was how he was going to set up. But there are some times in the other World Games, it was Brentford away, I seem to remember, back end of the season, where he didn't play that gung-ho style of football.
Yeah.
Actually played them at their own game.
I think a lot of the players, though, took it amongst themselves, mate. I do.
Well, you don't think that he had anything to do with that?
No, I think the players took it amongst themselves towards the end of the season.
To play that style? Well,
yeah,
then that's even more damning on him if you believe that. But what has he learned? You can't. It's a very different squad. We'll find out in the coming weeks, months, what kind of a manager he is with a new squad, no pre-season, which is always tricky. So he's got to come straight in. And it is different, you assume. How is that squad going to react? How are they going to behave? And what isn't the new Forest going to look like?
Well, I want to hear from Nottingham Forest fans. Give us a call. Loads to talk about. That was a look at the latest action. Thanks to talkSPORT Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. Begin with dog.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talkSPORTBet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18+. GambleAware.org.
You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We're going to head to Vegas in a bit to talk about a huge fight this weekend. But more of your calls. Big Ange becoming a new Forest gaffer. His first game this Saturday lunchtime against Arsenal. It's live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Let's go to Frank. He's a Nottingham Forest fan. All right, Frank.
All right, Franco.
How's it going?
Oh, Frank, you sound terrible, mate.
I'm devastated. I'm devastated. I sound terrible.
You sound
that's
terrible,
just because I'm old. I'm old. I've smoked too much. Anyway, listen, the thing, just about England, by the way, I'd point you to Charlie Wilson's war and a bit about Zen Master, and we'll see. They kind of go up and then they're brilliant, and everybody's, we're going to win the cup, and then they have a crap game, and there you go. We're brutal, and we're not going to win anything. So that's England. They're always like that. It's great. I love watching them. Anyway.
What about your gaffer, though? Big Angie's back.
Yeah, my gaffer, not really. Not my king. Oh, Jesus.
We are, mate.
No, yeah, I mean, do you mind your man Jerry Francis used to play for QPR?
Yeah.
And he would never look at the camera. He was, whenever he did the interviews, he'd always be looking at the desk or over somebody's shoulder. He'd never look at the camera. And your man Ange is like that. He starts looking at his shoes and he just, I mean, this is nothing about football for me. He just gives off such a bad vibe, man. He's just such a, I don't know.
Won the Europa League, though.
Yeah, I know, and yeah, great. He's not, I mean, and look at the way he plays and the way Forest have been playing.
Oh, I know. It's completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about identity at a football club, I thought Nottingham Forest found that with Nuno. You knew exactly what you was getting week in, week out. God knows what you're going to get.
Nuno is inching forward slowly, building a proper foundation, and he's getting forwards, and he's bringing in, like, players were attracted to Forest who wouldn't have looked at them before.
I know, but the problem you've got is that Edu came in, and the players that Nuno would have wanted, that's not how the setup was. And I think that, from what we know, is part of the big problem.
I mean, I have no idea, obviously, like Joe in the street, about what goes on upstairs. But obviously, you know, somebody's fell out with somebody and it's all gone pear-shaped. And now here we are going to pick up the garbage from it. And we might get lucky, we might not. But with Nuno, you kind of felt, well, we're not going to be in a relegation battle. We're going to be somewhere up there. You know, we might even, get in the playoffs. So, playoffs, in the top six.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. We were playoff people. Anyway, so...
so you're not having Big Ange?
Well, look, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But, Jesus, I'm just looking at him makes me want to go off and do something else.
Arsenal away.
You can't judge him on Arsenal.
You can't. I agree with that, but I'm saying it's a tough start, lad.
It's just crazy. 3 games in, they've sacked the manager. He's done a whole pre-season.
Yep. Yeah.
And then bang. I mean, if you're gonna fall out, I mean, jeez, I think it's a crazy situation.
Do you not think that Nuno's not? He's been around the game long enough. He knows Marinakis. Do you not think that part of that? In fact, there were 2 interviews that he gave. Do you not think there was a part of him that's like, I'm going to say it now, and if I get sacked, I get sacked?
Maybe.
I don't think there was too much because
maybe
Let
me tell you now, Nuno walks away from that football club with some massive credentials.
I totally agree.
Walks into another job. He'll be on the lips of a lot of owners.
Oh, you're 100% right. I totally agree with all that. But there's a part of me that wonders whether he knows. You don't come out and say those things about the owner and about how his relationship was broken down without they're expecting there to be a reaction somehow. You can't, especially someone like Marinakis.
No, of course. But I just think it's such a, it's a complete, 180 from what I thought Nottingham Forest were as a football club. But I really liked the way Nottingham Forest were with, with Nuno in charge. And I just feel like it's gone completely a different direction. Now, they've taken a massive gamble. Does it pay off? Well, we'll see, but I'm not convinced. Let's go to Glyn, who's a Nottingham Forest fan. Glyn?
Right, Glyn.
Evening, boys. How are we doing?
I'm good, matey. You?
Yeah, not too bad. 42 years as a Nottingham Forest fan, so I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. The writing was on the wall 2 weeks ago. Don't get me wrong, when Steve Cooper got the sack and Nuno coming out, I wasn't a big lover of Nuno, to be honest. I thought he didn't do that well in the Saudi land. Obviously, he didn't get the chance at Tottenham through Daniel Levy. But overall, from my point of view, boys, I think, to be honest, the writing was on the wall 2 weeks ago. The one thing I'm annoyed with Nuno for, he made me humble pie last year because I never wanted him as a manager. I thought it was a bad appointment, but he made me humble pie. But for me, boys, this has definitely got something to do with Edu. Upstairs, a sporting director. I think he's fell out with Edu over players. And to be honest, I'm disappointed in Nuno because he should have done this behind closed doors, not done it through public, because the likes of Sky Sports, media, they're going to thrive on it. And from my point of view, it's not a great appointment with Ange Postecoglou, but we're going to have to go with it. We're going to have to back him. And
of course.
For me, I think from my point of view, I think Ange will thrive, to be honest, with the squad that we've got, because we've got a far more better squad than Tottenham had last year, definitely, boys. But I don't know what you think on
don't know
the
about
situation.
that, mate. I mean, come on. You got a good squad, a decent squad of players. You can't say your squad's better than Tottenham.
Last season, he said.
Last season. Even last season.
He's 17th.
I know. But it was a terrible season. Ange Postecoglou was the manager. He's now the manager of Nottingham Forest.
Well, that's true, Jamie, but I wanted to say I listen to you guys every night, Monday to Thursday. Absolute class performance from you both. And to be honest, I'm a little optimistic. I don't know how to check it, really. I don't know.
Well, listen, you've got to be optimistic, haven't you? Because it's happened now. He's in. He's taking charge. So you're going to get behind him. Nottingham Forest are great fans. You're going to get behind him. But
yeah, definitely.
I mean, you put a lot of trust in your owner, and I get that. He's took you to, places that you probably didn't think you'd be able to get to, but he's done a great job. So you got to trust him. I just
definitely.
When I look at an identity of a football club, that's the biggest thing. When I look at a club who are going in the right direction, whether the manager leaves, another manager like Brighton, manager leaves, another manager comes, it's the same identity. Stick to what we're doing. This is the plan. This is the course. They've just gone in completely different direction of what I thought Nottingham Forest have built with the players that they were signing, with the structure they had at the football club. It felt stable. This doesn't feel stable at all.
No, definitely. I agree on that, Jamie. I think, to be honest, this is why I'm a little bit optimistic.
Right, okay.
My prized opinion is we've got to back Ange. We've got to give him the chance.
Yep.
But my main one I would have loved to have seen would have been Jose Mourinho. That would have been fantastic to see Mourinho coming in.
Let me ask you, Glenn, what are you doing on Saturday the 13th of December?
I haven't got a clue at the minute, Jace.
Right, you'll be watching Forest take on Spurs at the moment. Oh, big Ange, right? You've got.
What is that?
Thomas the Frank engine.
Yeah, is that weekend?
Rocking it's at Forest.
Is it a weekend game?
It's a Saturday the 13th. They'll probably get moved to the Sunday, right? Big Ange.
Big Ange.
Welcoming Spurs. A standing ovation for Big Ange? What the Spurs fans do?
Don't know.
Don't know?
Sure.
Wins your first trophy of the generation?
Yeah. I think he'll get a warm welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be a Forest fan that day.
Yeah,
so
I think he would as well. I think he will as well, boys, for what he did at Tottenham.
Yeah.
You never know. Could bring that Europa League back for Forest. You never know.
Well, you never know. Glenn, thanks for your call. Let's go to Craig. He's a Spurs fan. Craig.
All right, Craig.
Oh, yeah. I'd just like to say it's a great appointment for Nottingham Forest having Big Ange. I know we had a disappointing season with our last season, finishing 17th in the league, but the season before when we finished 5th, everybody were raving about him. I think he'll come back to prove Tottenham wrong to get rid of him.
Well, we'll see, won't we? I mean, yeah. Listen, he won the Europa League, and you could say he finished 5th the season before, but come on, mate. Craig, some of the football last season was dire.
I just can't wait for Jason to shout out, can you hear me, Arteta, on the weekend.
Oh, tell you what, that would be fun. That would be fun.
That ain't happening.
Well, I very much doubt it, right?
Yeah, it's not happening.
No, but...
Listen, Nottingham Forest are a good team. They've got some really good players.
Big Ange, imagine Big Ange.
Big Ange rocks up and turns over Arsenal in his first game, mate. We're all on board, aren't we? All on board, Ange ball. Nottingham Forest fans will be buzzing.
It'd be fast. I mean, it don't get much tougher than that, right? But who knows, mate? Oh, look.
Oh, look, you've got stuck.
My cork got stuck in me.
Can you take that silly hat off?
No, when we're talking Big Ange, it's coming on, all right?
Is that the new prop now for Big Ange?
No.
I mean...
It's who we are, mate.
It's just who we are, mate.
Can't take you serious, honestly. Craigie, listen, mate, thanks for your call. We'll continue taking them. If you want to phone up, talk about England or a bit Nottingham Forest, you can. We're going to be joined by talkSPORT's Adam Cattrall live from Las Vegas. Look ahead to a massive fight this weekend. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. That's coming up next. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT app today. 18 plus. Be Gambler Dog. Yeah, you listen to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy are going to bring you tomorrow's back pages as soon as we get them. But let's turn our attention to an absolute mega fight happening this Saturday night. Alvarez versus Terence Crawford battle it out in Las Vegas to become the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. Our team over in America bring you daily updates, interviews and exclusive content from a busy fight week. talkSPORT's host of Fight Night, Adam Cattrall, spoke exclusively to Terence Crawford earlier today, discussed the magnitude of this super fight.
Oh, man, this is the biggest opportunity of my career, and this is the opportunity to become, the first 3-weight world champion, undisputed. Don't get no bigger than that, especially fighting a guy like Canelo, who's, been undefeated in this weight class, who's, railroaded everybody that stepped in front of him in this weight class. So this is a massive fight. It's the biggest fight in boxing, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you can listen to the full interview on talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. But join us now from the City of Sin, talkSPORT's host of Fight Night himself, Adam Cattrall, joins us. Right, Ad?
Catman.
How are we, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, look, Catman, this is a proper big fight. When we talk about huge fights, this one is awesome.
Well, everybody knows those names, don't they? Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, two lads on the top 10 pound for pound in the world. As Terence was just alluding to there when I interviewed him a little earlier on, this is an opportunity for him to create history and become a 3-weight undisputed champion. That's not been done in the 4-belt era. And Canelo Alvarez has been the king of the 168-pound division for the best part of 3 years now, since he obviously beat a few Brits along the way in Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith, and then completed the trilogy with Caleb Plant. It's just got all the makings of something very, very special on Saturday night. Not only that, it's in the Allegiant Stadium. First fight to take place in the Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Las Vegas Raiders in the world of NFL. And it's being streamed across the world on Netflix. So the potential is that this could be the most watched fight of all time, mate.
Do you know what, Catman? It's still very much Riyadh season, right? But, we've seen some huge fights over the last 3-4 years, and we're going to see some bigger ones over it in Saudi. But it feels like it's come back to what I grew up as a kid watching, like the home of boxing. Las Vegas always seemed to be the place where the biggest fights were. Up until quite recently, and honestly, how special is it for you to be part of this in Vegas?
Mate, there's nothing like it. Nothing like the big fights in the United States of America. That's no disrespect to anywhere in the world. I mean, we're lucky enough with talkSPORT for all 3 of those Fury Wilder fights, one in LA, one at the MGM and one at T-Mobile, and every one of them were just sensational. To be back in Las Vegas with boxing on a big card like this in a brand new stadium. None of us have done the Allegiant before, so that's going to be quite exciting. It really does just add a little bit of extra sugar to the night. You're right to point out Riyadh season, and they've done fantastically well for boxing recently. We're getting the fights that we all want to see, and this is kind of connected to them. This is Turki Al-Sheikh's new project with the Ring magazine. He's teamed up, don't forget, with Dana White for this fight, so the UFC are heavily involved in the promotion. This is where the UFC are based, out in Las Vegas, so it's got a little bit of that UFC sprinkling. And like you say, there is nothing better than a big fight in Las Vegas. There's a lot of history here.
Yeah, Cats, and they got a nightclub in that stadium as well.
They've got everything, Jerry. I'm surprised you've not been here, mate. I'm surprised you've not been down to the Tappanyaki bar, into the nightclub, into the pool party and all that type of stuff. That's a little bit of you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of me, that, mate. I think I've seen jacuzzis and everything in that stadium. They got the lot. It's the full works. Look, let's talk about the fight, because obviously 2 unbelievable fighters going up against it. I think, is Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, right? How does that fare against someone so good in Canelo Alvarez?
You could probably say that he's coming up more, mate. This is a guy that used to be the champion at 135 pounds, and now he's fighting at 168. Don't get me wrong, he was the undisputed champion at welterweight, 147. So yeah, it is 2 weight jumps, but he had a little go and unified the division against Madrimov last time out in the 154-pound division. This guy has got an opportunity at the weekend to create history, to become a 3-weight undisputed champion, and not only that, he can be a world champion in a 5th weight division. Regarding the fight, listen, it's a real pick'em, and this is why people are so into it, because of the stage of where Canelo's at in his career. A couple of years ago, he was the pound-for-pound #1 when he mopped up at 168. People think he's slowing down. The level of opponent that he's fought recently is a step down maybe from previous opponents. So people are critical of Sal Canelo Alvarez, saying that he's getting to that stage of his career where maybe he's thinking of checking out. But let's not forget, Terence Crawford's the older man coming into this fight. Yeah, he's had less fights, 41, undefeated in 41, by the way. He's 37 now, is Terence Crawford. He's had to wait a long time for his opportunity. People will talk about weight, people will talk about size, but I've stood next to both of these fellas. There's nothing in it. And if anything, Crawford's got a longer reach on Canelo. So height-wise, they'll be the same. Thickness when it comes to mass, they'll be the same. And when it comes to reach, Crawford's got a couple of inches on him.
Catman, where do you think this fight is going to be won and lost? You know, first question: do you think there'll be a knockout, or do you think worse ways we go the distance?
Here's a stat for you boys, right? These two gentlemen have had about 750 professional rounds in their careers, right? This is 68th fight professionally for Canelo, 42nd for Crawford, 750 rounds between them. Wow. Neither of them have ever been knocked down.
Knocked down?
Down.
So to back... Not down. Neither of them have been stopped. Neither of them have not even been knocked down. Wow. So to back a stoppage, I think you've got to be really, really brave. They've both got iron chins. I mean, Canelo's been in with the likes of the Kovalevs of this world and the Golovkins of this world. None of them put him on the backside. And obviously, Terence Crawford's gone through weight divisions and the bigger guys have not been able to sink him. I personally think it's going to go the distance. You've got the front foot pressure of Canelo Alvarez. If Terence Crawford's going to be successful here, he's got to be near enough perfect. And the reason why I say this, and people will think that I'm throwing a bit of controversy, this is a Mexican holiday weekend. This is Canelo Alvarez. This is Las Vegas. This is his home. Terence Crawford has got to be near enough perfect if he's going to get a decision on the cards in Las Vegas under those circumstances. The reason why I say that is because we saw Canelo fight Bivol a couple of years back. Bivol was brilliant. He outlanded Canelo in every single one of those 12 rounds, and all three judges scored the fight the same, 115, 113, in favour of Bivol. The right man won, but they had it a lot tighter than it actually was to the fan that was watching. So Crawford has got to do a very, very similar thing. The only thing is, he's smaller than Bivol. Can he impose himself on Canelo? Can he make him go backwards like a Triple G did, like a Bivol did? It's a big, big ask. But if anybody can, Terence Crawford can.
Well, Crawford hasn't fought for over a year now. Any thoughts there could be a bit of ring rust, or do you not think that could be a problem?
Yeah, mate, absolutely. And don't get, he's 37 years of age now. He will himself maybe be slowing down a touch. Last time out, in the Madrimov fight, when he stepped up to super welterweight, that's the first time in about 10 fights that Crawford hasn't had his wicked way and stopped somebody. He had to go the distance with Madrimov. So there's a question there. Is the power that Crawford does possess in both his left and his right hand, because he's brilliant out of orthodox and brilliant out of southpaw, is that power carrying up? It didn't carry up at 154, so is it going to carry up to 168 against the guy that's never been sanked before? Like I said, it's a big, big task for Terence Crawford, but his skill set is absolutely exquisite. I personally believe that he can win a large percentage of rounds in this fight. I don't know whether he can win a large enough amount in order to get a decision in Vegas with three judges. And by the way, two of those judges that scored that Canelo and Bivol fight are scoring this fight at the weekend as well.
Catch, what's the atmosphere like? Because obviously we've seen boxing now all around the world. It is the home of boxing. We can't get away from that. Is it catching the imagination? Is Vegas back on the map with boxing?
Jay, it's like you in Ocean Beach, mate. It's going right off. I've only been here 24 hours, pal, and everybody's in the party mood. It's a Mexican holiday weekend, so it's full of Mexican fight fans. And despite of how long he's been doing this, Saul Canelo Alvarez is still the face of boxing. He still pulls in the crowd. Whenever there's a Vegas fight card on a Mexican holiday weekend, he is the hero. They worship him. In around about 2 hours from now, when they hit this red carpet that I'm currently stood on, it's going to be pumping in here. I'm in the Fontainebleau Hotel. This is where the red carpet, this is where the grand arrivals are happening tonight. When he walks down this carpet, it'll be going off with Mexican fight fans.
Look, I've got to ask you, elsewhere in boxing, Lewis Crocker takes on Paddy Donovan for the IBF welterweight title. How do you see that one going?
Listen, what's going on with all these boxing promoters? Can they all get together and arrange their calendars so I get to go to more of these fights rather than sticking them all on the same weekend? That's a brilliant fight. We saw it the first time around. It ended in controversial circumstances. I'm glad that it's now got a world title on it. Crocker Donovan, first all-Irish world title fight in the history of boxing. It's never happened before where you got two Irish lads fighting for a world title. It's happening this weekend, so if you go in, you're in for an absolute treat. Meatball Molly McCann, former UFC star, making her boxing debut on that as well.
Wow.
How do I see the main event go? With all due respect, I think Paddy Donovan is a sensational talent. Lewis Crocker's going to have to up his game from the first fight that ended controversially, which he won by disqualification, by the way, but he's going to have to up his game if he's going to be successful this weekend, because Paddy Donovan is the real deal.
Captain, I don't know whether you've seen on AJ's social media, he did put out a post earlier today, a paraphrase along the lines of saying that he wants to smash up Tyson Fury. It is the biggest fight this country hasn't seen to date. Will we see it?
It's all down to Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua's making the right noises. The people in and around Anthony Joshua are making the right noises. Frank Warren's made the right noises, who's obviously Tyson Fury's promoter. It all comes down to Tyson, whether he wants to do it or not. Personally, I would absolutely love it. I'm sure you would love it. And as you just said there, Jay, right? It comfortably does Wembley. Yeah. It does a boatload on pay-per-views. Yeah. It's the best fight that we haven't seen as of yet, and it would just tick off and just put a cherry on top of this fantastic heavyweight era that we are all experiencing right now. I'm probably 50-50 on it right now, because Tyson Fury has said a lot of things in the past that haven't come to materialise. But you never know. Boatload of cash can change people's minds. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
Top man.
Cats, enjoy
Cheers,
yourself.
bud.
Don't get in trouble.
Nice weather, boys. See you in a bit.
Right. Adam Cattrall there. He's going to keep you up to date throughout the week. This Saturday as well, though, season-anticipated rematch. Lewis Crocker and Paddy Donovan battle for the IBF welterweight title in a historic All-Irish World Championship clash. Watch it only on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing.
Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Yeah, and obviously Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford this Saturday night live from Las Vegas. We're going to keep you right across Fight Week on talkSPORT and the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere, though. We've got Back Pages coming up next. Yes, myself, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy giving you the sports bar tonight. Still to come, though, we've got Midnight Triv. Get your calls in, help us out, 03 717 223344. And the clock's ticking on our biggest competition yet. Next Friday, we're bringing, we'll be ringing 2 lucky listeners on air. There's 25 grand up for grabs. Both winners will get the tickets to our Aces final show at Wembley. It's your chance to be part of this year's biggest events and have 25 grand in your pocket. Imagine the possibilities with that kind of cash. Probably get a new hairline, Jace. Don't look back in anger. Make sure you enter, and here's how.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 treble38. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Right, now it's time for this. Pages, Jack Cunningham. Right, Jack?
Evening, lads. How's doing? Good?
Yeah, good, matey. Look, let's crack on. Back page of The Sun. We've been talking about it tonight. Not easy for Ange.
Yes, obviously. Well, I mean, 24 hours ago, we got the news that Nuno Espirito Santo had been sacked as Nottingham Forest manager. And here we are 24 hours later, and they've already got the new manager, and it's Ange Postecoglou. Signed a 2-year deal to take over from Nuno. And essentially, Evangelos Marinakis has basically said that he wants to win trophies. So that is the way he sees Nottingham Forest going. Obviously, if you think about when they got promoted initially, it was Steve Cooper. Steve Cooper did a good job to keep them up for one season, and then midway through that season, it looked like they were in a bit of trouble. So he went for Nuno. Nuno's got them into Europe, and now it seems like they're just trying to continually be more ambitious and keep pushing on. And so they've gone for Postecoglou, who does have an extremely good record at winning trophies, of course. I mean, one thing you could say about Marinakis, no matter what, is he doesn't mess around, does he? I mean, the speed that they've done this is absolutely incredible. It was the same with Nuno as well. I remember when Steve Cooper went, Nuno got appointed immediately. So, look, Postecoglou, as we all know, wins. He famously said, I win trophies in my second season. He actually did with Spurs. He won the Europa League. And Nottingham Forest in the Europa League. And if he does win the Europa League, he'll become the first manager ever to win back-to-back Europa Leagues with different clubs. So obviously managers have done it before, but he can make history by doing it with different clubs. And if I'm thinking how Ange is and the way he went on last season, I feel like he'd be going all out for the Europa League. And Forest will probably look at it thinking with their squad they have and the other teams who are in it. Champions League teams don't drop in it anymore. That's right. So it's just whoever you've got, isn't it? So I think they've got a really good chance of actually going for that and winning that. I'm not sure it's going to be like in the Premier League, to be fair. Like, I feel like the way he wants them to play is going to be entirely different to how they have played. Certainly, if you think about their defence, I've got concerns straight away about Matt Sells maybe trying to play it from the back. Got concerns about Milinkovic playing in a high line. Aina maybe having to play like sort of as an inverted right back, a bit like Pedro Porro did. I don't know if Ange is going to change anything. I don't think he will. It's not the way it goes, is it? So, look, it's going to be... One thing it is going to be is fascinating to say how Nottingham Forest do, because Ange's teams are interesting and he's an interesting bloke. So let's see how it goes.
Back page of... We've been talking about it all night, and it's the biggest story on the back page is lift off at last, is the back page of the Times. England... beat Serbia 5-0. The biggest result, of course, for Thomas Tuchel, and things looking slightly better than they were after Saturday's game.
I think England really needed this. This was England's hardest game on paper. Going to Belgrade, really hostile atmosphere. Serbia, the second best team in the group, hadn't conceded a goal yet, as England hadn't conceded a goal, and absolutely thrashed them 5-0 without Bukayo Saka, without Cole Palmer, without Jude Bellingham. So without three of their best players. Yeah, I thought it was a really impressive performance. I thought Elliot Anderson was unbelievable, and he looks like he could easily play in the centre midfield for England for a long time. I thought he was class. Madueke is playing really well. Yeah, Madueke. Like, obviously, Arsenal fans weren't happy when he joined, but like there was a petition and stuff about like
outrageous,
get him out and stuff. It's absolutely. And you know what? Like, I thought against Liverpool, he was probably their best player. He was actually trying to attack and do things. Yeah. And he was good against Andorra. He was decent against Andorra as well. Maybe didn't quite have the end product, but a lot of the times he also set Eze up and he just kept missing. So I don't know what more he could really do.
I think he's a good player, mate. I think,
he's a really good player.
We talk about the old guard that England all of a sudden, John Stones and Bellingham, Saka, and we've had Foden in the past. Look, they're all, great players, but there's options now.
Yeah.
And there's, there is potentially, I think, Thomas Tuchel looks at it and go, well, before we'd probably say, right, we pretty much know what the England team is, apart from a couple of positions. But now I look at it and say there is opportunities for players to get in this team who might not have actually been on the people's radar, like Elliot Anderson, like Madueke, like Morgan Rogers. Keep putting in performances like they've done. You ask a question: do these players start?
I mean, also you mentioned Foden, right? I'm sorry, I can't think of he's playing well for England once. Honestly, it's whatever it is, it just doesn't work for England. So, I thought
you
Morgan
got to find a
Rogers...
system, right? You got to find.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah,
it's not just about these individuals. Bellingham plays for Real Madrid. Saka plays for Arsenal.
Yeah,
right? It's what worked when they played for England. And does this
combination? It's always the same way. I mean, you look back at the England '66 side that won. Jimmy Greaves coming into that tournament was England's best attacking player. He didn't play in the final.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden Jeff Hurst emerged.
Didn't Spain have the same situation? Was it they had like Alvaro Morata or someone and
they probably
didn't play?
Well, they didn't. They
because
played Fabregas up front, didn't they?
Played Fabregas. Yeah, it's like it's what works for the team.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, the thing about England trying to shove Scholes, Lampard, and Gerrard into the same team.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It just didn't work. So you have got to find out what works. Anderson looks really good in that midfield. Rogers play really well. Madueke offered something different. But as you say, there's going to be potential now for these players to have a chance and see what they can do.
Chelsea suffered double injury blow. Back page of the Daily Mail. They've got some problems with Liam Delap. He's out for 10 weeks.
Yeah, obviously. So Delap, we obviously saw him go off really early on against Fulham, wasn't it? His hamstring went. The good thing is he doesn't need surgery, so he's going to be out for, he's going to miss 12 games, I think, is what they're saying with Delap. We'll see. I mean, I don't know how Jace feels about this, but you not feel Chelsea a bit short up front now? We've got obviously recalled Mark Gui from Sunderland, João Pedro. But then I'm looking at it, and there's not really too many other attacking options, is there?
Well, the only other way is, which I don't think takes something away from his game, is Pedro. You can put, Pedro Neto, that is, who played down the middle, not as effective. There is cover, but and of course Chelsea were interested in getting a striker, even though Jackson went. But the injury to Delap is a big miss. It's an area up top, but no one's going to feel sorry for Chelsea.
No,
and not that I want any. Not that I want any. But you look at the goals we scored. We score goals. I think we score the most goals in the league so far, or certainly up there. Smashed West Ham. Yeah. How'd you get on last game?
What?
Where are you in the league?
What? 4th. Champions League.
2nd. Unbeaten.
17th. Anyway.
We will see. So, there's something's got to make Pedro. We can see that there are options up top. Is it ideal? No, but we have more options in those areas now than we had before. When Palmer didn't play, it's like, where's the creativity? Who's going to create chances? That's not necessarily the issue now. We've got the boy Esteval as well, who's
João
Pedro gives us something different up top.
He's had such a good start.
I think we'll be all right.
Jack, what's on the talkSPORT website?
Yeah, it's a really interesting one. So Steve Cooper's got a new job, and he's taken the Brondby job. So obviously he was sacked by Leicester 10 months ago, and he was basically been overlooked by loads of championship clubs this summer. I think he thought he would at least get a championship job, but none of them went for him. So he has gone to Brondby. So obviously Danish team, total change from what you would usually expect, considering Steve Cooper's been in the Premier League, gets to manage them in Europe. And I just find it one of those things where it was a total surprise. That's not something I was expecting to see at all. But let's see, obviously, how he does. I'm sure he's obviously got the plan of it.
What competition are they in Europe? Which one is it?
I think they're in the conference. They're in the conference league.
It's the conference league, is it?
Yeah,
right?
they're in the conference league. Yeah, so you get conference league, and obviously Brondby are known as one of Denmark's biggest clubs, but obviously Copenhagen are the side who've dominated recently. So he's obviously going to try go there and change that around. Let's obviously see how he does, because Cooper, I thought, obviously at Leicester it didn't work out, but at Nottingham Forest did a brilliant job.
It's nice to not have to talk about, Newcastle for
Isak.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Newcastle
chat for once.
We'll see what happens on Saturday, because if we lose, and I'll have to keep talking about it, won't we? So, yeah.
Jack, you're a star, mate. See you later.
I'll catch you later.
All right, those are your back pages. Right, we're going to do a midnight triv. Help us out. 03 717 22 33 44.